For centuries, humanity had played a dangerous game. They pretended to be less intelligent than they truly were, hiding their advanced technology and knowledge from the galaxy. They knew that if the universe discovered how capable they were, it could attract unwanted attention from powerful alien races. So, Earth became a quiet planet, seemingly insignificant in the grand scale of things. The rest of the galaxy thought humanity was primitive, stuck in the past, unaware of the true potential of the human race. But as the years went by, things began to change. The humans had never truly been as weak as the universe believed. They had been preparing, hiding their greatest secrets, waiting for the right moment. They had kept their advanced technology hidden in plain sight, disguised as simple tools and everyday items. The truth was, humanity was far more capable than anyone realized. That moment came when a powerful alien race, known as the Zarkith, arrived at Earth. The Zarkith were a ruthless species, feared across the galaxy for their strength and intelligence. They had conquered countless worlds, enslaved civilizations, and taken whatever they wanted. When they landed on Earth, they saw only weak, primitive humans who would be easy to control. The Zarkith's primary goal was to take human children. They believed that humans with their unique biological makeup would provide useful resources for their experiments. The children's brains, the Zarkith believed, held the key to unlocking new technologies that could make them even more powerful. So, they started kidnapping human children, taking them to their ships and laboratories, believing that Earth's people would be too powerless to stop them. However, they underestimated one thing: humans weren't as helpless as they seemed. The children of Earth weren't just ordinary kids. Over the centuries, humans had secretly trained them, preparing them for a day like this. Hidden away in secret schools and training centers, the children were taught combat techniques, advanced survival strategies, and the use of sophisticated technology. They learned to fight, to think quickly, and to adapt to any situation. They didn't know everything about their true mission, but they knew enough to recognize danger and how to deal with it. The moment the Zarkith took the first group of children, a plan that had been in the works for years went into motion. The children, now well-trained and equipped with technology far beyond the Zarkith's expectations, began to fight back. At first, the Zarkith didn't realize what was happening. They were used to encountering worlds that had no means of resistance, but this time, things were different. One by one, the children fought their way out of the Zarkith ships. They used stealth, traps, and advanced weaponry to outsmart the aliens. While the Zarkith believed they had Earth's children under their control, the children were slowly turning the tables, sabotaging the alien ships and freeing their fellow captives. The children's secret was finally revealed. They weren't just innocent kids, they were warriors in disguise. As more and more children escaped, they formed a resistance. The adults, who had long known about the secret training programs, began to join in. They weren't soldiers, but they had all the skills they needed. The resistance grew stronger, and the Zarkith, realizing they were losing control of the situation, tried to retaliate. But the humans were always one step ahead. Using their hidden technology, they created distractions, set traps, and launched surprise attacks. The battle reached its peak when a group of human children, led by a young girl named Ava, infiltrated the Zarkith's main command ship. Ava, a natural leader, had been one of the first to escape. She knew that if they could destroy the Zarkith's communication network, they would be able to stop the invasion and force the aliens to retreat. With the help of her friends, Ava made her way into the heart of the ship, where she planted explosives near the core. Just as the Zarkith discovered the sabotage, Ava and the others escaped, triggering a massive explosion that tore through the command ship. The Zarkith's fleet was thrown into chaos. Their ships were disabled, and they were forced to retreat, unable to regain control of the situation. The children had won. The humans had kept their secret for centuries, but when it mattered most, they revealed it to the universe. They were no longer the weak, helpless species the galaxy believed them to be. They were survivors, fighters, and innovators. And the Zarkith had learned the hard way that underestimating humanity was a mistake they would never make again. As the dust settled and Earth's children returned home, the rest of the galaxy took notice. No one would dare call humanity weak ever again. The humans had proven that they were capable of anything, and their secret was no longer theirs alone. The universe would now see humanity for what it truly was, a force to be reckoned with. For centuries, humanity had hidden its true power. The leaders of Earth had made a choice, one that no one else in the galaxy could understand. They decided to pretend to be a simple, primitive race, one that was not interested in space exploration or advanced technology. The truth, however, was far from what anyone believed. Earth's people had been silently preparing, gathering knowledge and resources, knowing that one day the galaxy's attention would fall on them. That day came when the Dravix Empire, a fierce and powerful alien race, arrived on Earth. The Dravix were known across the universe for their ruthless ways. They had conquered many planets, enslaved countless civilizations, and left nothing but destruction in their wake. Their empire was built on the idea that the strong should rule and the weak should serve. When the Dravix set their sights on Earth, they saw only a peaceful, unimportant planet. To them, humans were nothing more than an easy target. They believed that Earth had nothing of value and would be a simple conquest. So, the Dravix made their plans. They would take control of the planet, strip it of its resources, and force the human population into labor camps. But there was one thing they didn't know. Humanity had been playing a very clever game. Earth's leaders knew that the Dravix were coming. Over the years, humans had carefully watched the rise of alien empires, learning everything they could. They had developed technologies in secret, hidden deep underground, far from the reach of any invading force. While the rest of the galaxy believed Earth was a backwater world, humanity had prepared a hidden defense system. But even more important than the technology was the secret weapon the Dravix never expected: human unity. The Dravix began their invasion by abducting children from Earth. They believed that human children, with their unique genetic makeup, could be used to power their empire. They would be forced to work in the Dravix mines, providing the resources needed to fuel their war machine. But what the Dravix didn't realize was that the children of Earth had been trained for a purpose. In secret schools scattered across the planet, human children had been taught skills that no one could imagine. They were trained in survival tactics, stealth, and combat. They learned how to use advanced weapons, how to outsmart even the most dangerous alien invaders, and how to fight back against oppression. These children were not helpless, they were warriors in disguise. When the Dravix began abducting the children, they thought they had won. They took hundreds of young humans aboard their ships, but they quickly realized their mistake. The children had been waiting for this moment. One by one, the children began to escape. Using their training, they sabotaged the Dravix ships, disabling the security systems and freeing their fellow captives. They used their knowledge of the ships to outsmart the Dravix guards and sabotage the advanced weapon systems. It wasn't long before a full-scale revolt erupted aboard the Dravix ships, with the children leading the charge. The Dravix were caught off guard. They had underestimated the human children, thinking them weak and defenseless. But these children were far from ordinary. They fought with a fierce determination, using the same tactics they had been trained in. They worked together, communicating silently, as if they had always been part of a larger plan. As the children's resistance grew, more and more humans joined the fight. The adults, who had long known about the secret training programs, began to take action. They had spent years preparing for this moment, and now they were ready. Earth's hidden technology came to life: advanced weapons, stealth drones, and communication systems that the Dravix had never seen before. The Dravix, stunned by the sudden resistance, began to fight back. But it was too late. Humanity had already united, and they used their hidden power to strike back with precision. The Dravix were no longer fighting helpless civilians. They were fighting an army that had been prepared for this day. The humans used their technology to launch surprise attacks, disable the Dravix fleet, and reclaim their children. The final battle took place on the Dravix flagship, a massive ship that hovered above Earth's surface. The humans had planned for this day for years, and now it was time to finish what they had started. A group of elite soldiers, led by a young woman named Emily, infiltrated the ship. Emily had been one of the first to escape the Dravix prison, and she knew that this was the key to ending the invasion. As Emily and her team fought their way through the ship, they planted explosives near the central core. The Dravix attempted to stop them, but the humans were too well prepared. The explosion rocked the ship, causing a chain reaction that destroyed the Dravix main command center. The remaining Dravix forces were forced to retreat, and their empire's plans to invade Earth were destroyed. The humans had won. In the aftermath, the galaxy took notice. Humanity was no longer the quiet, insignificant species they had once believed. The Dravix learned the hard way that Earth was not to be underestimated. The humans had revealed their strength, their unity, and their hidden power. The galaxy would never see Earth the same way again. And as the survivors of the invasion rebuilt their world, they knew that the silent war they had fought had made them stronger. Earth was no longer just a planet in the shadows. It was a force that would shape the future of the galaxy. Humanity had always been underestimated by the galaxy. For centuries, the people of Earth lived quietly, pretending to be a primitive species, unaware of the vast universe beyond their planet. The rest of the galaxy thought of Earth as a backwater world, untouched by the complexities of space travel or advanced technology. Little did they know, humanity had been quietly watching, learning, and preparing. The turning point came when the Krevar, a cold and calculating alien race, set their eyes on Earth. The Krevar were a feared species known for their brutal tactics and advanced technology. They had conquered many worlds, and now they had decided to add Earth to their growing empire. Their goal was simple: to harvest Earth's children, believing that their unique genetic makeup would unlock new weapons and power for the Krevar Empire. The Krevar arrived on Earth with great force. They began abducting children from cities around the world, taking them aboard their massive ships. The humans, unprepared and unable to fight back, were helpless to stop them. The Krevar believed that Earth's people would simply submit to their rule, as they had seen in other worlds. But what they didn't know was that humanity had long been preparing for a day like this. While the rest of the galaxy thought of Earth as weak, its leaders knew the truth. For years, humanity had quietly been developing technology far beyond anything the Krevar could imagine. They had been building secret defenses, hidden weapons, and training young people in the art of combat and survival. The children being abducted by the Krevar were not ordinary children. They were the future warriors of Earth, trained for the very moment of this invasion. A group of parents, led by a mother named Sarah, had discovered the Krevar's plot early. Sarah's son, Ben, was among the first to be taken. She knew something had to be done. Sarah had heard rumors of the secret programs that had been created to train the next generation, but she never imagined how prepared humanity truly was. She immediately reached out to a group of underground resistance fighters who'd been watching the Krevar's movements for years. Sarah's group had been part of a network of hidden warriors, waiting for the right time to strike. The resistance had been working on a plan to save the children and drive out the Krevar for years. Sarah, along with her fellow fighters, launched a daring mission to infiltrate the Krevar ships and rescue the children. Armed with advanced weapons and stealth technology, they fought their way onto the alien ships, freeing children wherever they could. What the Krevar had not anticipated was the strength and unity of Earth's people. The children, who had been trained to fight in secret camps, had already started resisting their captors. They used their knowledge of the alien ships to escape and sabotage the Krevar's operations. As the Krevar scrambled to regain control, they realized they were losing the battle to a force they had never seen coming. Sarah's team successfully freed dozens of children and returned to Earth, where they began organizing the resistance. It didn't take long before the children, now armed and trained, joined the fight. They had learned not just how to survive, but how to strike back. The children's revolt quickly turned the tide of the war. The Krevar, once confident in their superior strength, were now caught in a fight they never expected. The war escalated. Humans, once thought to be powerless, began attacking Krevar strongholds. They used guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and the advanced weapons they'd been secretly developing. Earth's cities, once quiet and peaceful, were now filled with determined warriors, both young and old, who had come together to protect their future. The Krevar's forces were stretched thin as humans took back control of their planet. The Krevar realized they were losing the war. They launched a final assault on Earth's capital city. The attack was meant to break the human spirit, to show them that resistance was futile. But the humans had one final secret weapon: the children. Led by Ben, Sarah's son, the the children launched a surprise attack on the Krevar's command ship. Using their knowledge of the Krevar's technology, they infiltrated the ship and disabled its weapon systems. Ben and his team fought their way to the ship's core, planting explosives that would destroy the Krevar's entire fleet. As they set the timer and made their escape, the countdown began. The Krevar had no idea what was coming. The ship exploded in a massive fireball, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. With their fleet destroyed, the Krevar had no choice but to retreat. The humans had won. The Krevar were forced to leave Earth, their plans to enslave humanity thwarted by the very people they had underestimated. In the aftermath, Earth's people celebrated their victory. The children, who had once been the targets of the invasion, were now the heroes. Humanity had proven that they were far more than the universe had given them credit for. They were strong, resourceful, and capable of fighting back against any threat. The Krevar learned a harsh lesson that day: never underestimate humanity. Earth was no longer a quiet, insignificant planet. It was a force to be reckoned with. And as the survivors rebuilt their world, they knew one thing for sure: Earth was ready for whatever the galaxy might throw at them next. For centuries, humanity had hidden its true capabilities. From the outside, Earth looked like a simple, primitive planet, home to a species too weak to defend itself. This illusion was carefully crafted. Earth's leaders knew that revealing their true strength would draw attention from hostile alien forces. Instead, they pretended to be helpless, playing a long game of survival in a dangerous galaxy. The galaxy bought the act until the Ga-Zoran Empire came. The Ga-Zorans were a brutal, alien race that ruled through fear. Their fleet of massive ships could destroy entire worlds, and their armies left no survivors. When they discovered Earth, they didn't hesitate. They declared humanity unworthy of existence and demanded that Earth surrender its resources and its children. The Ga-Zorans believed they could harvest human DNA to enhance their soldiers, turning humanity's young into tools for their conquest. Earth leaders appeared to comply, sending out messages of surrender. The galaxy watched in pity as Earth prepared to hand over its children and resources. But what no one knew was that Earth's surrender was a lie. It was the final deception in humanity's centuries-long strategy of survival. Deep beneath the surface of the planet, humanity's real strength lay hidden. For hundreds of years, scientists and engineers had been building weapons, ships, and defenses far more advanced than anything the galaxy had seen. The Ga-Zorans believed Earth was weak, but in reality, humanity was stronger and smarter than they could imagine. When the Ga-Zoran fleet arrived, their leader, Supreme Commander Varric, stepped forward to deliver Earth's final terms. "You will surrender your young and bow to the Ga-Zoran Empire," he declared, his voice booming across the planet. "Or your world will burn." Earth's leaders responded with calm submission. They loaded the first group of children onto the Ga-Zoran ships, seemingly giving in to their demands. The galaxy, watching through intercepted broadcasts, mourned for Earth. They believed humanity had no choice. But on board the Ga-Zoran ships, the children were not helpless. These were not ordinary children, they were humanity's greatest weapon. From a young age, they had been secretly trained to fight, to think quickly, and to use advanced technology. They had been waiting for this moment their entire lives. Once the ships left Earth's surface, the children put their plan into action. They used hidden devices implanted in their belongings to disable the ship's surveillance systems. Then, using their training, they overpowered the Ga-Zoran guards and took control of key parts of the ships. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the rest of humanity was preparing for the next phase of the plan. Hidden bases across the planet activated advanced defense systems. Massive energy shields rose into the sky, protecting Earth's cities from attack. Fleets of sleek, silent ships launched from underground hangars, heading toward the Ga-Zoran fleet. The galaxy watched in shock as Earth's true strength was revealed. Humanity was no longer a weak, primitive species. They were warriors, innovators, and strategists who had been playing the ultimate game of deception. Supreme Commander Varric, furious at the unexpected resistance, ordered his fleet to attack Earth. But the humans were ready. Using advanced cloaking technology, Earth's ships ambushed the Ga-Zoran fleet, disabling their weapons and engines with precision strikes. The GA Zorans, used to easy victories, found themselves outmatched. The children aboard the GA Zoran ships sent messages to Earth's forces, providing critical intelligence about the enemy's weaknesses. One by one, the GA Zoran ships fell. The children worked together, sabotaging systems from the inside, while Earth's fleets attacked from the outside. The final battle took place near Earth's moon. Varric, desperate to turn the tide, activated a massive weapon designed to destroy Earth's surface. But humanity had one final trick up its sleeve. A small team of young operatives, led by a brilliant strategist named Kai, infiltrated Varric's flagship. Using stealth suits and advanced hacking tools, they made their way to the weapon's core. Varric himself confronted them, but Kai and his team were ready. They used holograms and decoys to distract him, giving them just enough time to disable the weapon and plant explosives in the ship's reactor. Ask and his team escaped. The flagship exploded in a fiery blaze, taking Varric with it. The remaining GA Zoran forces, leaderless and outmatched, fled the battlefield. The war was over. Humanity had not only survived, but had shown the galaxy its true strength. Earth's people celebrated their victory, but they also knew the truth. The deception had cost them dearly. Many had sacrificed their lives to protect their planet, and the galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The galaxy now understood what humanity had been hiding all along. They were not weak. They were not primitive. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of outsmarting even the most powerful enemies. And while the GA Zoran Empire was shattered, the message was clear. Humanity would no longer play dumb. They had stepped into the light, ready to defend their place in the galaxy. The final deception had worked, and Earth was finally free to be itself.